I lost 50 kilograms out of my body, which is 100 pounds, in 8 weeks when I was 15, all by myself, with no support. And no, this is not a video in which I talk about myself for the sake of it. In this journey, I will expose you to the working of manifestations using my upbringing as an example. And unlike the fairy tale narrative they push online about manifestation and reality creation, in this video, I will show you manifestation in its truest and rawest form and expose you to the real reason why you haven't managed to do so until now. This journey is constructed from 5 sections. The first 3 will contain real-life stories that I have experienced throughout my early childhood. The other 2 are designed to break the story down even further to fully extract the nature of manifestation and drive the point to which you are watching this video home, to teach you how to truly manifest a new reality. My mom and dad divorced when I was 8. Now, as an 8 years old, everything happens because of you. You just know it. Scientifically, it's called egocentric thinking, and it describes the stage when the child's brain is not developed enough to understand different perspectives than its own, which causes him to blame himself when a negative scenario occurs, even if he has nothing to do with it. My dad shared with me that at the night they told me that they are getting divorced, I came down to talk to him and I was trying to comfort him. I told him it's okay, we'll have 2 houses, 2 TVs, 2 computers, trying to make sure he's alright. And while it seems like I was trying to comfort him, in reality, I was trying to comfort myself. And the root emotion that led to the creation of this scenario is the blame that I had for myself. And I say this because if I haven't felt guilty, I would simply be fearful for the future or trying to understand what's next or be in shock, but not actively trying to make things better. In Hebrew we have a say, על ראש הגנב בוער הכובע. On the thief's head, the hat is burning. Now, I have no idea why it represents a guilty individual. I just know that my head was blazing when I come from my dad, that's for sure. So, my parents divorced and we lived at my mom's and visit dad every weekend. By my mom was lost. And while she met a new guy pretty quickly and portrayed that everything is okay to the outside world, at home, things were different. And while I don't have a vivid memory of the day-to-day events, only the extreme scenario where intense emotion involved, the detachment my mom had to herself and her emotion unavailability made her lose attachment to me, making me yearn for a connection that didn't exist in the first place. This disconnect plus the guilt that I was carrying due to my belief that perhaps I was a part of this divorce let me rapidly develop my mind so I could withstand the emotional pain I have experienced. As the year passed by and the emotional distress increased, I knew I couldn't survive if this trend kept going. I wished just to live this lonely existence. I yearned for connection. And after some really traumatic events, which I definitely won't go into, I have shifted the paradigm. I have broken the circle of pain. I have chosen, at 12 years old, to leave my mom and move to my dad's house. So I pumped my balls with courage, I packed a bag, I went to my mom and I told her, I'm leaving you, I'm going to live with dad. To my surprise, my mom started laughing at me, took my bag and told me not to be silly. Now imagine you as a 12 years old, choked from emotional distress, so deep in pain that you chose to leave your mom, the one who brought you to this world, who's supposed to have your back, and she simply laughing at you, telling you basically you ain't shit. It happens a few more times, yet eventually I simply left the house, moved to my dad's, and never came back. Now I have told you this story so you would see what it's like to truly manifest. And yes, I know online they make it seem like sunshine and rainbows. Like all you have to do is simply want something and it will happen. And on paper, it's true. This is the mechanism of manifestation. But in reality, manifestation is not about focusing on the desire you have and seeing sunshine and rainbows. Manifesting is stop focusing on the existing reality, no matter how painful and dominant it is in your awareness, and take action with the least resistance, which allow you to start focusing on the next step towards your desired reality. The act of manifestation is not to create positive thoughts, but to destroy negative ones, free up bandwidth for positive one to occur. Life at dad was different. While I was still alone most of the time, a completely different energy was present. Dad used to come back from his bakery and scream passionately at my grandma's, which somehow, even though she had known him since he came out of her, always said the one thing that made him go crazy. Yet then, 2 minutes afterwards, they always left their asses off at the kitchen counter. This type of craziness wasn't negative. On the contrary, at the time, it was exactly what I needed. A permission to express myself to the fullest, to connect to my feelings. A completely 180 from the winter of my mom's. As time passed by and I was settled in, the pain of my childhood started to bubble from deep inside. And if you have been traumatized at some point of your life, you know that feeling, that restlessness, that something bad is about to happen. And although I was safe in a predictable environment, I couldn't deal with the pain. So I had to escape. Video games were my escape. How much I loved them. I remember I used to live at Pirate Bay getting my hands on every game I could for free. Sorry. So I played and played and played. One time I played so much that I peed my pants just not to get up and stop playing. This is how much I tried to escape the trauma. But to sustain my new reality, I had to nourish myself in a way that will allow me to have the energy to play all night. So here come the sweet drinks and the snacks and the sweets. And one thing led to another, and here I am at 14 years old, weighing 130 kilograms, which is almost 300 pounds. I remember I felt so broken. What the hell is wrong with me? Why I'm so fucked up, like no matter where I am, I still ain't worth shit. As a young boy, I was trying to be interested in girls, but I was fat, really fat. Who would love me like that? This new narrative controlled me, made me feel even worse. But then 1 year later, I met this girl, and we talked and laughed, and she made me feel like, yo, I'm not that broken after all. One morning I saw her in class, and I approached to hug her as I usually did. But then the chills that I felt from my mom manifested through her. She dodged my hug and gave me a satanic smile. A smile that tells a young boy that he is no longer relevant. The same smile my mom gave me when she saw me with my bags. Teenage girl can be dangerous, huh? And here it comes again. The same old familiar pain has returned, and the same loop continues. But here's the thing, and this leads me to the second point I want to portray to you. Although I have made a choice that have manifested a step forward towards my desire by leaving my mom's, because I haven't continued to clear the negative thoughts pattern I have manifested the same energy as before, just a bit less extreme. Yet unlike the conscious decision I made with my mom, this manifestation had occurred unconsciously. How is it possible? How can you manifest something without trying to manifest it? The answer is simple. You are always manifesting. Manifestation is a passive process that occurs as a byproduct. But a byproduct of what? Shortly after the girl incidents, I have decided that this is enough. Usually kids with low self-esteem issues will continue the cycle that feeds their low self-esteem for the rest of their life. But me, something clicked for me during that period. Maybe the pain I have was too great, or maybe it is the positive influence I have created myself on the university of YouTube. And let me tell you something, God bless YouTube, I can say that for a fact, because without this platform, I'll probably be dead or jail for anger issues, and I promise you that. Back then, as a fat, now 15 years old, I have decided it was time that I took care of myself and that I deserve to be like everyone else. It is time to lose weight. So after research, I have come up as a 15-year-old to the understanding that if I will never stop trying to lose weight, I will 100% lose it. I need to burn more calories than I intake. And it's okay to fail, but not to quit. Now, thank God I was blessed to grow up in 3 stories house plus basement. In houses like these, the most scary thing a fat man can encounter exists. Stairs. How much I hated them. But because I have immersed myself in video games, I have developed the logic that supports the idea that whatever is hard for me means that if I conquer it, I will receive boosts in abilities. I will level up. So I've come with an ingenious and complicated plan of working my way up to run 20 minutes on the stairs and gradually stop consuming junk. Now, people would say that losing 50 kilograms out of the body is extremely tough, but to be quite honest with you, it was a walk in the park. I got so excited to hit my PT baggy ass clothes, slap my headphones and go up and down, up and down, up and down. I felt like one of these characters of my video games trying to slay a boss fight, grinding for XP, trying to beat the game. It was a period of my life that shaped me forever. So, remember that we finished the previous story with a question. Manifestation is a byproduct of what? Well, manifestation is a byproduct of mind structure and emotional quality. Because I have felt like a character in a video game and I have adopted a universal beliefs that have positioned me to take action, the resistance you would believe one will have when he attempts to lose so much weight simply did not exist in my personal reality. And when I say do not exist, I don't mean that I haven't felt the resistance that existed because I was determined or in an excited state. I mean it in the most literal sense of the word. It was not existed in my personal reality. There was no resistance. So, like magic, the mind structure I have built and the elevated emotion I have felt allow me to achieve something that takes individual a lifetime in 8 weeks. And even though at times I was grasping for air due to my size or breaking a promise not to consume junk, because the mind structure I have built did not register those events as loss, my emotions remained elevated and the action that I took did not encounter resistance, only the natural sensation of the process. Therefore, the act of manifesting is to create mind structure that is aligned with an elevated emotional state so that the action that you will take will not encounter resistance at all. If we take the 3 experiences I share with you, we can see a clear trend. In experience 1, a powerful figure, my mom, has shaped my mind. Because the way she did it caused a negative manifestation, an emotional distress, and deep sense of unworthiness, I had to break the cycle. In experience number 2, another powerful force continued to shape my mind, video games. Yet this time the power was neutral because it wasn't created by pain. Yet because the emotional quality I had was negative, yet again a negative manifestation has created, me being a 130 kilogram 15-year-old. But in experience number 3, something else happened. A new positive force began to shape me, the power of possibility. And because I have successfully managed to turn my mind structure from negative to neutral, I have free up bandwidth to allow positive thoughts to arise that alleviate some of my emotional distress, allowing me to manifest my desires, to lose that weight. This showed that although we have free will and are autonomous by nature, there are influential forces that can dictate our free choice by unconsciously integrating into our subconscious and altering our belief system to prompt a certain reality regardless of our desires. And that is why I've created Reborn and believe that we must lean heavily on the power of possibility, because it literally saved my life. But also, that is why, no matter what, you as an individual are manifesting a reality that is oppressed by a set of belief system that was created while being influenced by some force. So, are you ready to understand the final piece on manifesting? As you can see, the 3 forces of influence, my mom, video game, and possibilities, are all aligned perfectly in my quest of evolution. The first, negative, the second, neutral, and the third, positive. The transition between each stages of my life has designed to install a new belief in me. The transition time between me being oppressed at my mom's to free at my dad's will install the belief that I am worthy. The transition between me gaining weight due to my video game addiction and my toxic eating habits to me losing 50 kilograms in 8 weeks installed the belief in me that everything is possible. And when I have managed to install these 2 key beliefs, the passive manifestation forces have been redirected towards my desires rather than towards unconscious conditioning. In other words, your mind is the dam of the river of manifestation, and all you need to do is redirect it towards the reality you wish to live. And that is why, for you to manifest your deepest desires, you need first to free your mind by allowing a positive force to influence you while you're reconstructing your belief system to your benefit, so it will shape reality that represent your desires. Great! Now you have discovered a blueprint based on real experience on how to manifest. First, you need to clear negative thoughts to allow room for positive. You do so by creating a positive mind structure that will create elevated emotions, that will turn oppression into positive influence, so that you will be able to direct the passive forces of manifestation to your favorite. Now, before you go to create your desired reality, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell to receive more information on consciousness enhancement and mind-altering techniques, so this process will be much easier and simpler for you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.